Hi all, welcome to the series of intro questions front-end every day. So this week I'm planned of seeing interview questions in TypeScript to start with. So what is TypeScript and can it exist without JavaScript? Is it made sense to have TypeScript alone without JavaScript? This is the question. So first let us understand what is TypeScript. TypeScript is a programming language created by Microsoft and it is a strict syntactical superset of JavaScript. It means it has more than JavaScript. It is a superset of JavaScript. And you know JavaScript, right? It is dynamically typed. You need not say whether it is a string, what I'm going to assign to a variable. But in case of TypeScript, it is a statically typed language. So in case of TypeScript, you have to say that before I initialize a variable, I will say like this, right? I have to say something like this. You have to say let a and I'm going to assign a string variable to this. Okay. So this typing is required in case of TypeScript. This was not required for JavaScript, but in case of TypeScript, it is required. So it is a optional static typed typing. It provides a optional static typing to the language. Why optional? It means even without this typing, you can transpile to JavaScript. And other thing is, it is not required in certain cases. Maybe in this case, it is not required, but it is required if you don't give a value to this. Okay, you can say, see, there is a error to it, right? You can see a error. So in this case, to prevent this error, you have to say it is what I'm going to initialize. So in certain occasions where you initialize directly, it is taken directly by inferred directly by TypeScript. Here you can see since you put a string inside this variable, it is automatically taken as a string. Now if you try to put a number inside it, it will give error, right? But this is not the case with JavaScript. It is dynamically typed. You can put any variable you want and it will take that data type. Okay, you understand? Optional static typing is even if the error exists, you can still transpile to JavaScript. Okay, and the TypeScript is being designed for development of large applications. Okay, JavaScript was meant for a simple purpose, but TypeScript is meant for large applications, and it transcompiles to JavaScript. Coming to that question, can TypeScript exist without JavaScript? No, the answer is clear no. Okay, with TypeScript alone, you can't do anything. Your TypeScript is not known by the browser or Node.js, nothing. Okay, it has to be converted to JavaScript to be known by browser or your Node.js. Okay, so the TypeScript gets transpiled to JavaScript. It can be transpiled by TypeScript compiler or using Babel. And that is a good thing about this. You can write your code in latest ES6. Maybe I can use the latest features async await. And if I want to run the same thing in IE, which does not support the latest ES, what you can do, you have a configuration in your TypeScript configuration tsconfig. There you can say ES3. Maybe convert this TypeScript into a ES3 JavaScript. So it will convert your TypeScript so that it will work even in your IE browser. You understand? So there is an option in your configuration to convert to whatever even the old JavaScript you can say whatever ES6 version of JavaScript you want to convert, you can convert. And other big plus point with TypeScript is In JavaScript, you will find errors only when it gets executed. That particular line gets executed. You can't find know the errors till it is executed. But with TypeScript, it adds a extra compiling step. By the moment you type itself, you will get to know the error if it is does not exist. So it adds a extra compiling step. That's what I mentioned here. And tooling support. People who have worked with VS Code, TypeScript VS Code will know. It will give you that completion tooling support. So this is all provided by your TypeScript. Okay. Because of TypeScript only, you are getting the tooling support. Okay. Maybe if I say this as if I just say this GG as an array, you can see GG dot will give you all the options of TypeScript array. This is because by the tooling support. Since I have told GG is array, the VS Code, the TypeScript via VS Code is able to give the support, the completion support. Another thing you need to understand is even if there are errors in your TypeScript code, it will get converted to JavaScript till you make that flag in tsconfig as false. Okay. Now you will I will compile this code. So we wrote it in sample.ts, right? So this has a error right now. Now let me transpile it using TypeScript compiler sample.ts. Maybe I'm not able to run it here. Let me open the command. Now let's execute it. tsc sample.ts. Now you see it is getting transpiled here. Okay. Okay. It found a error, right? It is able to find a error that 100 is not assignable to string, but still it compiles to JavaScript. You understand? So even if there is a error in TypeScript, it gets compiled to JavaScript till you have to disable a TypeScript configuration. If you enable that, you can say that if there is error, don't transpile. That you can do. But by default, it will compile to JavaScript even if there is errors. Okay. So this is what I wanted you to understand. So always understand learning TypeScript alone will not help because TypeScript alone will not be executed anywhere in browser or Node.js. It has to be converted to JavaScript to be executed. So TypeScript is only for developer to make your development easier and faster. And TypeScript by if you see the code, it will be similar to your Java code. So it will be helpful for the people who come from native languages. Okay, but it is only for development. This cannot be taken directly to production. Okay, hope you are able to understand. Thank you.